Hello everyone, it is Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead, and today is this is a 90s death metal video basically, with all these albums I've picked up over the last months and months, you know, and I wanted to show these all in one big video, kind of show off old school death metal, and kind of, if you've never checked these out, I'll obviously leave links below and you can discover some new music. All of these are quite very underground bands, they're not your mainstream ones that you would normally associate with 90s death metal, like your big four, say like Decay, Obituary, Morbid Angel, you know, Suffocation, all those kind of bands. This is all really obscure stuff in my eyes anyway, and hopefully you'll like discover something new, and then, you know, this video will be worthwhile to you. So kicking off is a Dutch band that formed in '89, which is 34 years ago, and this is their debut full length from 1993. The band is called Mourning, and this is the album Greetings from Hell. Now, these guys are what they're classed as a death doom band because they do slow it down a lot, and you could compare them really easily to bands like Winter, Celtic Frost. It has that kind of vibe to it. It's death metal, but it's got that more raw, primitive, kind of early Celtic Frost kind of style to it, if that makes any sense. And these lads are really, really cool. And the only reason I even discovered this is purely because of that cover with some skulls on it. Checked it out, fucking superb. What can I tell you about the band? So this is a reissue from the Terror from Hell records, that's right, which came out in 2022. There is a vinyl version of this that's been reissued, and I think also a cassette version as well somewhere. But it's awesome, and the book's really good, got lots of information in there about the history of the band. They were a three-piece, the vocalist passed away in 2021 though, so you won't hear any music from these lads ever again, which is a shame. But this is really cool, so if you've never checked this out, I strongly recommend it. Like, if you like your Celtic Frost, that kind of doomy death metal sound, it's all in that band there. Next is some, obviously, Texas death metal. Now, Texas death metal is massive at the moment. There's loads of really cool bands coming out of that part of the world, and they all kind of sound the same. They've got that kind of grooviness to them, the very low end. And these lads are pretty much the same sort of thing, but they did it way back in the early 90s. Now, this is a comp from Headsplit Records. This is Divine Eve with the comp Upon These Ashes Scorn the World. Now, these are a death doom band as well, so they do slow it down in paces, but this is solid 90s death metal. This is a comp which features their debut EP from '93, their promo demo from '94, Celtic Frost cover, convenient. And yeah, and they disbanded in '95, so they didn't do much. And then I think they've then went on. Well, one of the members formed Crimson Relic, if you know that band, really cool band as well. Show looks like that, and yeah, it's just really solid, really riffy, early death doom. So it's got that kind of, it's death metal, but it has those slowed down, chunky sections with the melodies in there as well. But in that kind of Texas, kind of groovy death metal style. So yeah, well worth exploring that one. Now, I've seen loads of people show this, and this is the main reason why I have it now. This is some proper riffy death metal, like full on riffs everywhere. Every song is like 7, 8, 9 absolutely stellar riffs, and that is Gutted with their album Blessed for Us to Live. So this is an Ohio US death metal band that formed in '92, and this is their debut from '94. I believe the band was a band of brothers, actually, if I read my notes properly. 3 of them being brothers out of the 4 of them. And it's just fucking amazing. This is so popular as well. I mean, this is such a hard album to find because it's very, very good. And this is a reissue from Repulsive Echo, who have got the rights to this, I think. And there's dozens and dozens of represses of this recently. This is a 2021 repress. It's amazing, just no nonsense, proper riffy death metal. It's chunky, thick, it sounds brilliant as well. The production's perfect for this kind of style of music. Vocals are really overly aggressive. What else can I tell you about it? And yeah, sadly one of them passed away in 2014, so I don't think they're together as a musical output anymore, but the legacy still lives on, and lots of people can pick this up now. So fucking amazing album. I mean, all these are really good. I love all these albums, but this one's got so many riffs on it, it's ridiculous. Now, going back to the Netherlands for some more death doom. This is one that has avoided me for a very long time. I think the last time I checked out, it was like on vinyl, and I missed it completely. But now this year or last year, Intuit Records over in the Netherlands has reissued this on cassette. And this is Delirium with the album That. I don't know how you pronounce that. Zoo or something like that. Ridiculous name. But this is another Dutch death doom band formed in '87, and this is their debut from 1990. They were a free pace who then disbanded, I think, in 1990 as well, because there was a demo prior to this, and then there was this, and then I don't think there's anything after that. So, Shell is like that. Really good. I think Memento Mori this year has put out the CD version of this as well, so you can pick it up in multiple different formats. And with Intuit Records, they always do an amazing job. You got full vocals, so you can read all the lyrics, and then there's a little blurb from one of the former members of the band telling you about it. But this is like kind of progressive, bit weird death doom, where it's got some weird time signatures. It's not your cookie cutter kind of riffs. There's a bit of complexity to it. You know, it's a bit Celtic frosty in some parts as well. Because a lot of these early 90s bands, they were all thrash bands probably in their early teens, and then they've kind of slowed down a bit, and then they've kind of got that heavier kind of vibe. Because there's lots of little comparisons you can draw to a lot of different bands with this album especially. And it's just fucking awesome. So if you've never checked that out, again, I keep saying it, but just check it out because it's fucking superb. Brilliant little release. Now, this is the only vinyl in this little pile of albums. But this is a 10-inch one. Some Finnish death metal, which is my favourite style of death metal. You cannot compete with the Finns for the brutality, complexity, and there's so many obscure Finnish death metal bands from the 90s. There's absolutely tons, and this is one of them. This is Mythos, and this is their 93 demo called Moulded in Clay. This is a reissue from Nuclear Winter Records on 10-inch. You can get this on CD. I think there's a tape version. I think there's even a 12-inch version. And there's different colours and all that kind of thing. This is just black vinyl. And it even comes with an inlay, which some 10-inches don't have, with lyrics and some more wicked artwork there. Now, as I said, it's Finnish death metal, so it's raw, it's ultra aggressive, like very, very heavy, very fast. It's fucking superb. If you like that really early kind of Sentenced or Delirium, not Delirium, Devilic. It's got those kind of vibes to it, and it's just superb. I love the artwork as well. Really fits with the music. Really, really cool. Very, very heavy band. They formed in '92, and this is, like I said, their '93 demo. I don't know if they did anything after this. I don't believe they did. There's a lot of Finnish death metal bands. In this collection alone, there's a few that have did a demo and then nothing after that. So this is another one. So yeah, really, really cool band. If you've not checked out Mythos, easily find this anywhere. So yeah, wicked release. Back to America for one of probably the earliest death metal bands, some people say, like the godfathers of the scene. And very underground, but also a wickedly cool band. This is Deteriorot. And this is another Intuit Records re-release. This is Echoes from the Past, which is another comp of early material mixed with some newer material. So this is a band that formed in 1990 out of the US with roots in New Jersey and then moving to North Carolina. Paul, I think, is the only OG member now, and he's still killing it now. They just finished a tour over in the UK this year with a new album out this year as well, which is superb. Very, very riffy band. All the songs are slightly different, all unique in their own weird way, and even the vocals are slightly different in each track, because Paul likes to kind of experiment and expand his sound, not just stick to one style. So they do stand out in a really cool way. And they're also a little bit progressive, as you could say, but they're pretty much a very primitive, very heavy US death metal style. This features the, what's it got? The 92 demo, a 93 EP, and then some early tracks from the early 2000s, like 2001, 2003. And I think there's also a live recording from the 90s in here as well. Tape is very simple, no nonsense, and just like the Delirium release, you get a really good booklet with everything you want to see in there. Pictures, Paul is there, and yeah, it's fucking superb. There's even a little write-up from Paul there as well. So yeah, wicked release. If you like your old school US death metal, you'll already be a fan of this band, I imagine. And if you haven't checked them out, they have got a new album out this year, which was put out through Extreme Music out of Spain, I believe it was. And it's well worth picking it up. Really, really good riffs on there, and it's just no nonsense, no frills, just really well written death metal. So yeah, Deteriorot, superb band. What do we go for next? Let's go with this one. So this is another US death metal band, and I fucking love this. This was a blind buy for me ages ago, and yeah, I still listen to this very, very regularly in my car. So this is the band Victims of Internal Decay. The cover is the main reason that even got my attention in the first place. It's got that H.R. Geiger vibe to it. And this is their debut album, I think it is. Let's have a read up. So this is a US Oregon-based band formed in '88, and this is their debut followed from '93. The band have dipped in and out of activity, but they are back together since 2016, and this is the 2023 reissue, which also includes the really obscure '89 demo that I must admit, when you compare the two, you've got this well-polished, really heavy, complex, aggressive death metal album, and then the EP is very primitive, very young band, all energy, all noise. It's really, really noisy. It's like very fuzzy, very, very raw recording, which you would expect. You know, I wasn't expecting anything like a miracle or anything, but it was hilarious. Like the difference in sound quality and riff writing and everything, the whole band sounds completely different. So it's really cool to see that they kind of progressed to this bigger band. This was done through Deteriorot Records as well, and I honestly love this. You got the band CDs there. This also has a Black Sabbath cover on it, which I didn't know until I heard the last riff, which was it's Under the Sun, I think it is. Yeah, Under the Sun. If you remember that song, it's got very doomy, very chunky riffs, and at the end it's got that little dual harmony guitar riff. And I only knew the song just by that riff because they've changed it up, they made it faster, they put their own spin on it, but it has that ending which is gorgeous, dual guitars, it's heavy. Love it, absolutely love it. So if you've never checked these guys out, 100% recommend this one. It's perfect, 10 out of 10 all day long, this album, love it to bits. So yeah, what was that called? Victims of Internal Decay. And then back to Finland. This is the other, I think this is the last finished one of the releases. This is another demo, very raw, very underground. This is Agonized with their Gods demo from '91. This has been reissued by Filth Junkie Records, which I think is a Czech Republic label. And you've got 6 tracks of very, very raw, very, very muddy, very Demolic sounding death metal. It's got a long intro where I don't know where the soundbite comes from. I can't tell if it's someone digging a grave or some weird zombies coming after him. I haven't figured it out yet. It's really hard to tell. But this is brilliant. It's very, very simple. It's only like 13, 14 minutes long. It's nothing fancy. So this came out in 1990, and it was the only thing the band did. You know, they formed in 1990, and this is the thing from '91 they put out, and then they did nothing after that. I looked on Metal Archives to see if there's any like famous members that went on to bigger bands, and there's none that I could see anyway. So this is a one and done band, probably in that early stage of Finland when they were going from thrash to death metal and then changing again. Shell is nothing fancy, it's just got a nice little print on that side there, and then it's basic on there, and then the J card's got a really very, very raw looking picture of the guys. Probably it's really hard to find anything from them playing like a school hall or something like that. So yeah, really, really nice little release. If you like your raw primitive death metal, you'll be well up for that, because it's so muddy. Like the vocals, everything about it is just filthy and horrible, but the riffs are so heavy, and with the shit production it suits it perfectly. It's just a match made in heaven. So yeah, Agonized, I really like that one, that's really fun. Okay, what have we got next? So this again is a superb release. This is totally different from the other bands. It's inspired by, I imagine, another scene, but they all also have their own little culture into it. So this is a Japanese death metal band. This band is called Intestine Baalism, something like that, with the album, God, I can't read, Anatomy of the Beast. This is another Deteriorot Records reissue, done through Severed Records as well. I think this is also a 2023 reissue. So these guys are from Japan, like I said. They are from Tokyo, formed in '94, and this is their debut from '97. And they do borrow a lot from the like Scandinavian death metal sound. They do use, I think they do, the HM2 Buzz guitar pedal. Being a Japanese pedal, you know, it makes sense that the Japanese would have used it as well. And these lads on here, they start off, it sounds almost like Dismember and Entombed, with the approach where it's ultra aggressive, fast, melodic. It's got that HM2 guitar tone. The vocals are very much like Petrov style. And then because they're Japanese, they're all fucking fantastic musicians. Halfway through, they slow it right down, each song as well, and do these wicked, dual, gorgeous guitar harmonies with solos. They do everything. It's absolutely mint. Like, it sounds perfect. And you get this like kind of lovely contrast of ultra heavy death metal with loads of melody, and then they slow it down and show off their guitar skills on it, and it just flows really well. Amazing musicians, as you'd expect from the Japanese. You know, it's got a nice good blend of two different styles of death metal in a really nice way. Like, every track starts off brutally heavy, and then they kind of slow it right down and start bringing out the old guitar chops. And it kind of goes a bit doomy as well, and you know, obviously I'm going to love that. So if you've never heard of that one, which I hadn't, strongly recommend again. So yeah, Japanese band called Intestine Baalism, something like that. Go me for pronunciations. Now, 3 more and then I'll leave you alone. But this is another one that I was after for ages, and then it was only Roger that pointed out to me that I needed to check it out a while ago, and I was lucky enough that Aldwin from Into It Records sorted me out a copy. So this is the band Blackthorn out of Mexico, with their album The Rotten Ways of Human Misery. This was out in when did this come out? In '93. This is their debut full length, and it was produced by Eric Mayer of Dark Angel. He's also got some solos in on here as well, so it's kind of like, I think he was helping the band at the time. They formed in '89, and this is very thrashy. So this is more on the thrash death side of things. There's a few like that actually, where it's very fast, very South American sounding. Not South American, that would be wrong. Mexicans aren't South American, but it has that aggression and passion that I relate to South American bands. That makes more sense. It's just brilliant, and it's just very thrashy, very easy to get into, very aggressive, very raw. Show looks like that, and I believe this was done by an Indonesian record label. This reissue, I know there's a Hwangwan Records in China reissue of this on vinyl that you can now get. The booklet comes with this poster with lyrics on it, which I will show you on this red and black paper. Very cool, I like that a lot. But not just that, it also came with the booklet with full photos and cuttings, so you got all the cuttings there, and a picture of the lads there, and your thank yous and your, I don't know what else that is, like what guitars they use, all that kind of bollocks that no one really cares about. So yeah, but like I said, if you like your thrash and your death metal, instantly like this one. This is amazing, very very fast, very very heavy, very very aggressive, and it's got Eric Mayer in it as well from Dark Angel, so if you like Dark Angel, go give it a go. So yeah, Blackthorn, really cool album. Right, last two. So these are both American death metal bands. This one is, I've been seen doing the rounds with quite a few people, and yeah, it's spot on. Again, no nonsense 90s death metal. This is Morpheus Descends out of New York with their album Ritual of Infinity. This came out in '92 and was their debut at the time. Formed in 1990. They were known as Morpheus, I believe, and then they changed their name in '92 to Morpheus Descends, because they were essentially two different bands. So this is, again, US death metal, as you probably guessed, put out through Hwangwan Records, a reissue out of China. I think there's quite a few variants for this with different labels. But with Hwangwan you get the old Opie strip, poster with Chinese lyrics, but you've also got a booklet in there which is all in English. CD looks like that. So band has been in and out of activity, but since 2013 they reformed with OG Morpheus lineup. So like I said, they were known as Morpheus with different members, and they went to become Morpheus Descends. They're now back together, but known as Morpheus. But the vocalist who was the original vocalist on this album sadly passed away in 2005, Jeff Reimer. So yeah, great little band that is. Really like that one. And last one, this one is just slaps really really hard, and I use that in a very cool gangster way of saying it, because my kids now say that, but it does, honestly. It fucking is a really cool I think this is an EP or a demo, I'm not quite sure, because if it's a demo it sounds better than most modern albums. So this is Bodybag with Mutilated Beyond Recognition. This band were based out of Portland, Oregon, formed in '88 and split in '96, and this is their demo from '92. Put out through Dismal Fate Records last year as a reissue. I know there's a bunch of different versions of it. Tape looks like that. And this is very, very thrashy death metal as well. No nonsense. I think it's about, what, 6 tracks? 5 or 6 tracks? 6 tracks, yeah. And it just goes. It goes really, really good. Flows really good. It does everything you want to in death metal. It's got that brutal riffs. I mean, the production on it is amazing. And I mean, the fact that this is their demo from '92, I thought it was a demo. It doesn't sound like a demo at all. It sounds very, very well recorded. So I don't know where they recorded it. It's obviously in there somewhere if you want to read it. But at the time, it's just mental how good this is. Like, truly, the production on it is insane. For a demo from 1992, you get most modern death metal bands would kill to get the production these lads have. So yeah, do check that one out as well, because you'll be very surprised at how clear, clinical. I mean, it might have been remastered on this tape, I don't know, but I doubt it, because small underground labels wouldn't do that. Not many of them anyway. So yeah, go give that a razz if you haven't. And all of them. So if you like your death metal like me and you like it old school, you like the big old raw aggressive chunky riffs that you just can't get with modern bands anymore, go check all these out. These are all brilliant releases, really easy to get into, really easy to find, and hopefully you found some new music just by watching me waffle on for, what, 20 minutes now. So I do appreciate it if you stuck to the end. Please like the video if you did, and also if you're brand new to the channel, I will leave content all around my head for you to check out further. And also a massive shout out, I must say this before I forget, to everyone who's subscribed to my channel recently. I've recently reached 2,500 subscribers, which is fucking mental for me, and never ever expected that to happen. So I really, really do appreciate anyone who watches my videos, because it is literally all about promoting underground music. So yeah, until then, take care.